Hey everybody, Morgan with the boys here. I'm going to go over some basic operation, maintenance items and stuff like that on the machine side of the world today. We'll later get into loading and chain it down and all that stuff. This is by no means an end-all, be-all on maintenance and service and operation, but kind of a beginner's guide of how to start the machine, run the machine, unlock your hydraulics, unlock your parking brake. Basic operational stuff, change out attachments, wear your grease points, super surface level basic stuff. As always, if you don't find what you need in the video or you have more questions or concerns or comments or whatever, give us a call any time of day, 303-900-8228. Someone will answer. If we're with somebody or whatnot and we don't answer, just leave us a voicemail and we'll get right back with you. Happy to have you here. Hope you get something out of these. And as always, thanks for checking out the boys. So we're going to start with our Kubota SCL 1000. It's a stand-on mini skid steer. It's track-based, which is awesome. Another nice thing with this machine is you get your 9.5-inch wide track straight from the factory while still maintaining your 36-inch wide overall platform. It's got 1,000 pounds lift capacity, and we'll show you how to fire this thing up and get rolling for your project. Step one here, turn your machine on, hit that little switch. While this is warming up, I like to check our throttle, make sure it's in the lower third position here so it doesn't try and start at full idle. Our demo code for the day is going to be 1249. It's going to give you an idea of how the different buttons work. So 1, 2, 4, 9. It'll unlock your machine. It's a pretty warm day here, so we really only need that 5-second timer, but if it's cold, you can hit it again. It'll give you 10 seconds for your glow plugs there. This is a diesel machine. Once that glow plug timer cuts off, press and hold your start button, and it'll fire up. Give her a couple seconds, let the oil spin, hydraulics build up pressure, those things, and we're ready to operate. Alright, so now you got your machine fired up here. We'll go over how to unlock your hydraulics. Step one, making sure your RPM is below 1500. If it's above that, it won't let you unlock. So go ahead and make sure your RPMs are below 1500. And then hit this green little button there. That'll turn green, and now you're free to move. If you're off the platform, it'll automatically lock your hydraulics and put your parking brake on. When you get back onto the platform, it'll automatically re-unlock your hydraulics. If you're off it to begin with, it won't unlock. You have to be standing on the platform to initially unlock your hydraulics. Now that this is green, you're good to go. If you're running like an auger or concrete breaker or something like that, we need your aux hydraulics to be turned on. Then you just hit this little button here, and you use your 2 thumb switches, or finger switches, sorry, on the front of this guy for your forward and backward hydraulic flow. And then when you're done, just turn your aux off, and you can drive the machine as normal. Alright, so you've unlocked your machine. Now you're ready to operate. The controls are pretty simple. Your left hand is going to do all your machine movement. Your right hand is going to do all your bucket and arm movement. So we'll start with the right side here. If I bring this back towards me, it's going to bring my arms up and back towards me. If I push it forward and away from me, it's going to push my arms forward and away from me. Same with the bucket. If I tilt this in, up, and towards me, it's going to bring the bucket up and towards me. If I push this away, it's going to put the bucket down and away from me. So you can do kind of a corner action and scoop and lift, and then you can kind of do the same deal, corner action, down and dump, whatever you need to do. For your drive mechanism, forward is forward, reverse is reverse, and then if you turn this to the right, it'll turn the machine to the right. If you turn this to the left, it'll turn your machine to the left. Alright, so we're going to go over basic maintenance of the machine now. For daily rentals, there's no maintenance expectation from the renter. The machine's going to show up greased, oiled, your coolant's going to be checked, your hydraulic oil is going to be checked, everything's going to be ready. So the second this thing hits the ground, it's ready to start working. On weekly, monthly, or long-term rentals, there is a maintenance expectation. Basically, just basic upkeep. You're not expected to do the oil change or any flush or anything like that. Basically, it's just grease. So we'll go over the grease lyrics now. There are 18 total in the machine. We've got one here, 2 on the main body, another one here. And then you come up to the front of the machine. On your tilt cylinder, there's one top and one bottom. It's kind of tucked into the inside of the bushing. And then same on your bucket arms, where the bucket tilts, you've got one inside of here, and same on the other side, one inside of there. Often missed are these two on the latches for your bucket securement down here. This just keeps everything spinning nice and easy and free for you, so you can change out your attachments as you go, whether it be an auger, pallet forks, or whatever. That's how you mount and everything. You just want to keep those free spinning so you're not fighting changing things out. And then it just mirrors itself on this side of the machine. So again, down here in the bucket, you've got your arm. Main one's here. Basically, where anything moves, there's going to be a grease zerk. So where your arm pivots, there's going to be a grease zerk. Where your tilt cylinder pivots, there's going to be a grease zerk. Where your bucket pivots, there's going to be a grease zerk. Every 10 hours, we want you to grease the machine. So kind of keep that in mind when you're running the machine. You'll notice we've got the arms about 2 feet off the ground here. That does a couple of things for us. One, it makes it easy to access the zerks on the bottom side of the arms here. Two, and more importantly, this grease zerk here on your arms, when they're all the way retracted, is down below this plate, so you can't get to it and it gets missed. So when you know you're going to grease this machine, just raise your arms up about that 2 feet mark. You see for me, the bucket's right about my hip height here, top of the bucket, and that'll expose that zerk for you so it gets the grease it needs and is easy to access and get in there. Alright, so now you're coming to grease your normal zerks for the machine. Step one is just take a clean rag, kind of wipe off the outside of this grease zerk here, get rid of any dirt, debris, or contaminants that be in there because you don't want to shove that down in your bushing. Do the same thing for your grease gun. We use the locking lubes here, so just wipe that off, get it nice and clean. Doesn't need to be a sterile environment, but you don't want any contamination or debris in there, so just keep things as clean as possible. And you just put your connection on there. If it's just a normal press-on grease gun, you just press it on nice and tight, and then feed her with grease. You'll watch right here for your clean grease to come out. Once the grease starts coming out, you're good. You don't need to completely flush it through or let excessive grease go through there. So you see we've got grease coming out the fitting. We'll give it a couple more pumps just so that it gets all the way around that bushing. And now we see clean grease coming out. That means we're good to go. We can see it all the way 360 degrees around the bushing. And we'll just take our rag, wipe away the excess grease. See it's nice and clean grease coming out, and you're good to go. You do that for all your grease points around the machine. It takes 20 minutes and you're good to go. Keep running for another 10 hours. So not included in those 18 zerk points around the machine are the two for your track tensioner. So those only need adjusted every 25 hours, and sometimes not even at all if your tracks are still tight. It'll depend mostly on the terrain you're operating on, the conditions you're working in, how heavy a load you're lifting, things like that. So it's kind of varied. Currently the tracks are nice and tight. There's not a lot of play in them. You want about an inch of wiggle. Anything more than that, you want to retighten your tracks. So underneath this plate here is your tensioner. It's just a grease zerk with two 3/8 bolts holding it on. So if you look in here, you've got your grease zerk to tension your tracks, and you would just put your grease gun on the zerk like normal. They're already tensioned. I don't want to over tension them, but you would just put your grease zerk on, fill it up till your track is nice and tight again. Alright, so now we're going to go over some maintenance items under the hood here. First, we'll start with showing you how the hood closes and latches. So when it's closed, got a little slide latch here that you pull towards you, and it'll open up. From the front, we'll start here with your hydraulic oil. You got your two indicator lines here. You want to make sure your hydraulic oil is in between those two. If for some reason it is running low, just give us a call. We'll come out and we'll fill it for you. You're not expected to add anything to that, or really anything under here. Just let us know and we'll come handle it for you, whether that's switch machines out, field service, or whatever. Moving over, you have your fuel water separator. Basically, just keep an eye on this. You'll be able to tell if there's water in there because you'll see water mixed with the fuel. And you got this little spring here that'll push down and let you know. Same deal if there is water in the fuel. It's a normal thing with diesel. It just kind of happens and builds up over time, especially as it gets colder, more condensation builds and whatnot. Just let us know. We'll come out and we'll drain that for you free of charge. Manual on the dipstick on this SCL 1000. So that guy's tucked back here. Here's your little dipstick, got your little image on it. Pull your dipstick out, just like your truck. Wipe it off. Line it back up. Get it reseated. Pull this thing back out after a second. Check your oil level. You got your 2 dots there. Make sure oil's between there. We're sitting right here, so we're good. You'll notice this oil is pretty black. This machine's only got about 20 hours on it, but as with every lovely diesel, you have soot and ash and things build up in your oil, so it starts to look all dark and dirty and gross. The oil on these machines is good for 100 hours. We typically change it about the 75 mark. The machine will let you know when you do an oil change. So don't be concerned if you check your oil and you see it's that dark black nasty looking color. Completely normal. It's a diesel. That's how they run. If it looks like chocolate milk, where it's all bubbly and airy, things like that, that's a problem. Give us a call. We'll come out, we'll check it out, and if we need to, we'll swap you out machines, get you back up and running, and taken care of. Back here you have your engine air filter. You just want to keep an eye on that. Make sure it doesn't clog up with debris. Take your lid off, make sure that it's clear and no dust buildup or dirt buildup or whatnot. And kind of look at your filter. You can see if you have dust clumps and whatnot building on there, it's all dirt and whatnot wrapped up in the filter. Just let us know and we'll bring you a new filter. And when this guy goes back on, just locks into its little clips. Gotta get my big old head back here, lock this thing on for you. Alright, so we switch sides here so I can actually reach back here. This little spring clip just goes, tucks it behind the lid, locks itself down on both sides. It's kind of tight, so just use your fingers, feel, get it locked in. You'll see it seat, clips locked, should be nice and sturdy. We'll move around to the back of the machine now, show you the coolant. So your little pad here pops off. Your handle to release that is right here in the corner. Side note, once you take this, you pull it out towards you to get this to release. You push it all the way back in order to reseat your pad here. You can see your coolant here, same deal. Fill lines, make sure it's between your fill lines there. And as with everything else, if it is low, just give us a call. We'll get a field tech out there and get this topped off for you, switch out machines, whatever we need to do, take care of you, make sure that you're up and running and operating. So to replace your cushion, you've got your pad here, turn it all the way down 90 degrees. You've got your 2 little hook points right here. You hook it on that, it'll hold itself, and then you just kind of make sure everything's out of the way, fold it back up, locks into place, and you're good to go. Super simple.